You tell yourself not to look firmly. Do not look at the car wreck as you pass. Do not slow down. Do not turn your head, and you do it anyway. Your head turns, you look. Everyone does this. Not most people, everyone. It happens with the documentary you start at 1 in the morning and cannot turn off. It happens with the image you know will be unpleasant and you scroll to anyway. It happens with the horror film you watch through your fingers. You do not want to see it. You are almost certain it will disturb you, and something in your mind overrides what you consciously chose, and you look anyway. Here is the strange part. This has a name. It is called morbid curiosity, and the first thing you should know about it is that you have no reason to be ashamed of it. In fact, what you are feeling is not a flaw. It might be one of the oldest and most important survival tools your mind owns. Let's start with what is actually happening when you look at the thing you told yourself not to look at. A behavioral scientist named Coltan Scrivner built something called the Morbid Curiosity Scale. He spent years studying what people are drawn to when they choose to look at something disturbing, and what he found is not random. The pull clusters around four specific themes: the minds of dangerous people, physical violence, bodily injury, and paranormal threats. Notice what all four of those have in common. Every single one is a form of danger. You are not drawn to disturbing things at random. Your brain is not indiscriminately attracted to unpleasantness. You are drawn to threats, specifically to threats. That distinction matters because it means your fascination is not pointless, it is targeted. But here is where most people get it wrong. For decades, we assumed that a fascination with the gruesome meant something was broken in a person, that they lacked empathy, that they were a little darker than the rest of us. The research says the opposite. It is not a defect, it is a survival tool, and a sophisticated one at that. Think about how your ancestors dealt with danger. They did not avoid thinking about it. That would have been useless. Instead, they learned it. What does the threat look like? How does it unfold? What would I do if I encountered it? Your ancestors who studied the predator, who observed the injury, who tried to understand the dangerous person, who gathered information about the worst things in the world from a safe distance, those ancestors were better prepared to avoid those dangers when they actually came for them. Morbid curiosity is your brain running threat simulations. You are sitting on your couch in safety, collecting intelligence about the worst possibilities in the world, so that if you ever meet them for real, it is not the first time. It is not unfamiliar. Your mind has already walked through it. The rubbernecking you might feel slightly ashamed of is the same instinct that kept your ancestors from becoming something's lunch. It is the same mechanism that kept them alive. But here is the part that should actually reframe the entire experience. Your brain does not merely tolerate morbid curiosity, it actively rewards you for it. In 2020, researchers led by Oosterwijk conducted neuroimaging studies on people who chose to view disturbing material, and what they found was that choosing to look at something morbid engages your brain's reward circuitry, the same system that lights up when you actively want something. Your brain is not reluctantly allowing you to look, it is paying you to. It is rewarding you for the choice to see. Why would your brain reward you for seeking out horror? Because the information is valuable. This connects to something researchers call the information gap. An unanswered question about something important creates real discomfort. It creates an itch, and the discomfort of not knowing can actually outweigh the discomfort of looking at the disturbing thing itself. That is why you keep watching the thing you claim you do not want to see. The not knowing feels worse than the seeing. This also explains something modern that might seem strange: why disturbing content can actually feel good to share. Watching horror with friends, a shared obsession with a true crime case, a haunted house as a group. The research finds these experiences build genuine social bonding. Fear, explored safely and together, is a kind of psychological practice. You are rehearsing terror and resilience in a place where nothing can actually hurt you. Now, here is what matters about individual differences, and I want to be honest about this. Morbid curiosity is a normal trait. It varies from person to person. Some people score high, some score low, and neither one is a moral failing.
Coltan Scrivner is emphatic about this.
It is not pathological. It is not abnormal. It is not a sign of lacking empathy. Some people are drawn to this information more than others. That is simply how the trait distributes. Some variation is linked to sensation seeking. Some people are just wired to want more stimulation. And there are real patterns worth mentioning carefully. For instance, true crime has a large female audience, and that makes sense through the lens of threat relevance. Women more often face danger from people they know, so a curiosity about understanding warning signs, about learning how predators operate, is a rational use of this exact survival instinct. It is protective information seeking, not morbid fixation. It is adaptive. One gentle note, because it matters. If the pull toward disturbing content ever stops feeling like safe curiosity and starts causing you genuine distress, that is worth taking seriously. Talk to someone about it. But that is the exception, not the rule. The rule is this: the pull you have felt your whole life, the one you might have quietly judged yourself for, that pull is not darkness in you. It is not a failure of your better nature. It is your better nature. It is your mind doing exactly what it was built to do. It is studying danger so it can survive it. Every time you slow down at the wreck, your mind is working. Every time you stay up too late reading about a crime, your mind is working. Every time you watch the horror film through your fingers, your mind is running the oldest program there is. It is learning what the world's worst moments look like from a place of safety. It is preparing you. It is making sure that if you ever encounter the real thing, you will not be caught unprepared. Your fascination with the dark is not a failure. It is not a flaw. It is not something to be ashamed of. It is your survival instinct, intact and operating exactly as it should. You were never morbid. You were always just trying to stay alive.